Welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at Bunny's secret quest, the full guide from start to finish. The only thing I'm cutting out is going to speak to NPCs because that is fairly straightforward. And what you get from this whole quest line is that little teddy bear right there on my chest, which if we go over to customize, well actually you can just see it here, the little teddy bear. It means something to Bunny, so make sure you listen to the story and lore. But also you get a crystallization catalyst. And what that is used for is if you go into module additional settings, you can assign a module socket type to any of these, which halves the amount of the corresponding icon when you put it onto that slot. But it will reset you to level 1. As you can see, I'm going back up to level 40 with Bunny right now. So pretty cool reward. You know, the chest piece is fine, but getting that crystallization catalyst is very, very important. So let's talk about where to start this quest. So if we go over to the Sterile Land and we spawn in at the restricted zone, you're going to find one of two journals in this place first. I specifically found the one that's further into the map because it's just easier to see. The other one is so far hidden off the beaten path that it's going to be very rare that you find that one before you find this one. So we're going to go running all the way over here past these enemies. Forget them, they don't mean anything. They're shooting me though, leave me alone. Right, so I was taken back first by this little thing in the floating sky. I was like, what is that up there? And then as I was here, I looked down and I saw this little lift going up and down. I was like, oh, that's a door. And this is where I found the journal the first time that I found it. So we're going to go and just do a little jumpy jump and hopefully land. There we go. And right here on the floor you'll find a tiny little journal in a very, very, very big room. When you get the journal, you want to go to your map section, go over to journal, go to records, go to descendant, and listen to whichever one is there for you. It's probably this one here. So you every time you pick up one of these, you'll listen to them. So yeah, just click it and it'll play. Simple as that. Then we need the following one. So if we go back to the same spawn point that we just spawned at in the restricted zone on Sterile Land, it's a little bit easier to follow where I'm going as we're going back to it. Now hopefully I'll find it because it's so off the beaten path, like I said, that every time I've like re-recorded this video or this part, I always just forget where it is. So I know you need to run up this way and it's like on the side of a cliff over here somewhere. I think it's here. If it's not here, it's on the next one along. There we go, it's there. Oh, so there we go, journal. So that is the second one. Then you are going to go back and speak to NPCs and then go to the next area. And that area is in Vespers over here in the ruins. And we're going to head towards the elemental pillar. I can't remember what they're called, the void fragment pillars. And that is going to take us to the next journal. Every single time, like I said, listen to the recordings within the back map menu, scroll over to journals and go to records. So let me just mark this on the map here so we can see where we're running. And we're going that way. So I'm going to not speed this up the best that I can because I want people to be able to follow and be able to find this very, very easily. I don't know why I'm grappling for when I've still got my speed running, but you know, hey ho, that's the way I work apparently. So there's the nice little pillar that we're looking for. And then we're going to get up on top of these little ruins here. And the thing is that this is very well hidden. So you could spend so much time, which I actually did, trying to find this. So if we grapple up here, you can see that there's loads and loads of overbrush, but if you run over here to the left, there is a nice little journal there. You pick it up, you listen to it, and it will take you to your next part, whether that's speaking to NPCs or going to the next area, which is over in the Echo Swamp up in the derelict. So we want to be aiming for these sets of trees here. I really wish I'd unlocked this before, so we're just going to go here instead. Just in case you don't have any extra spawn points, let's just go to the main one. Right, so I'm just going to mark this mission here so I just kind of get a rough idea of where I'm going, but we're going to end up in these trees here, so let's do it. Now this one's a little bit of a further run, so I'm going to try to run in as much of a straight line as I possibly can and go all the way, not cut through any trees or anything, just so you can kind of see exactly where I'm going, because it can be confusing, especially in this place. There's so many like oh, just let me run. What the hell, what blew me up? We're going to be, there's a lot of like overbrush here and a lot of trees and stuff where you can get lost, and if you're not a high level as well, these enemies will absolutely obliterate you, so be very careful. We're going to run through here through the middle, and this is the one we're going to be looking at, this big tall one here with that nice little lift going towards it. Now you can take all the lifts and get all the way up, but there is a quicker way to do it, but it's just a more finicky, awkward way. So we're going to go up here to the left, we're going to go up onto this one. And then we're going to try and make a jump to this lift, which will take us over there. And then the journal is literally just there on the upper side of that little platform. So it can be a bit awkward, but we're going to try our best. So I like to just grapple without jumping and then jump at the end, because sometimes if you jump first, the grapple just flies off in different directions. So hopefully we can get this first time. Of course we can't, but you can miss your grapple here and go flying off the edge. So just be very, very, very careful, like you're hunting wabbit. Oh, okay, we did it. That was a weird noise I just made. And there's the journal. Once you pick that up, listen to it, it will send you to some NPCs, and then we're going to the next area. So next we're heading to Agna Desert. Now this one isn't finding a journal. This is completing the fusion reactor mission, which is over here. To do that, we have to go here and beat the elemental pillar a few times to get enough materials, enough of the organic void shards and inorganic void shards to be able to activate the reactor. Usually you have to do it about 3 separate times. We're going to run there and I'll show you some gameplay of me doing it so you can see me finishing up the quest, but I want to show you where it is first. So we're going to run out here to the front and we're going to go right, and then we're going to turn around and come back on ourselves a little bit and go up this hill, and there'll be a nice little pillar here. And because it's electric, obviously you use bunny, and using bunny is necessary for this quest. So I don't even know why I'm saying that other than to fill the gap of me running there so we have some commentary and it's not just me sitting here silently doing nothing. So you need to actually finish this. So to set it off, you just use any of your abilities. You can do your double jump. I'm not going to set it off because I don't want to get stuck in a mission. So you just kill it, and then there'll be a little health bar. Kill a whole bunch of enemies. The health bar will unlock. You kill it, do more, and just keep doing the waves over and over again. Like I said, do it about 3 different times, and then we're going to head over to the reactor and I'll show you that. So yeah, this is no longer about finding things. This is just about doing things, and one of the things later on is specifically hard. So this is the reactor here. Once you've done this, you'll get a whole bunch of enemies spawning, some big bosses and stuff. You kill the big bosses, they got a whole ball mechanic and all that fun stuff. Once you do it and complete it, you will be then sent to Albion to speak to some NPCs. And the next place we're going is White Knight Gulch, and we're going to go to Shipment Base, and we're going to be completing this here, the Vulgus Strategic Outpost. This is a mission where you do a certain amount of things, but once you've finished it, it takes 5 minutes to respawn. So if you land on the planet and it's got a timer on, you're just going to have to wait for it to get back to 0 and it will restart. It's like a public event type thing. And I'm going to run over there and show you it now. Again, I have a timer on it, so it's not going to be there when I get there. But I do have some footage recorded to show you what it is. Now, I like to try and make this jump because, you know, I'm silly like that. I'm a silly, silly person. So if we jump and jump again and then grapple, we get across there. But I'm pretty sure you're supposed to go all the way around. What I also like to do is try this. So I'm going to try this once in the video. We're going to run down here. We're going to hopefully not fall off the edge or get far enough where the spawn point takes me to the other side of the map. Yay! I think it worked. Right, now we're closer to it. So if you want to do that for a little shortcut, you can. Otherwise, you just have to run all the way around. I'm sorry to not show you the full run, but it is quite a lengthy run. But if you just head right where I tried to jump across that little cavern, then you will find yourself a route around. So this is where the enemies spawn in droves. You need to shoot and kill all 4 of these orange little, oh, 5 of them. I didn't even, wait, hold on. Oh no, there's 4 of them. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. You need to kill all of these just by shooting them. They don't take much damage. If you got someone like Bunny, you can activate her chain lightning emissions thing while you're running around and shooting, so you're killing enemies at the same time. Once you kill everything, all these orange little reactor type things, a big boss will spawn in the middle. Kill him. You are done with this part of the quest. Right, and then the next part is probably the most challenging part of the quest if you are on level with this boss, and that is the Pyromaniac. You need to kill Pyromaniac as a Bunny. So I'm not going to go through the whole fight because it's just going to extend the length of this video, but earlier on today I did upload a full guide on Pyromaniac, the best things to use, the best modules, and all of that stuff that will hopefully help you beat Pyromaniac, or hopefully just get a really good team in the public intercept. It is a fun boss. It's not as hard or as difficult as the previous bosses in my opinion. It just does a lot of burn damage, so if you have a lot of burn resistances, it's going to be a little bit easier. However, check out that video for Pyromaniac and hopefully that can help. After you have done this and spoken to all the NPCs, you will get taken into a quest, the abandoned Magister Lab, and you'll just go for a whole area fighting a whole bunch of enemies, waves and waves and hordes. Very easy up until the last boss. It's like a fairly straightforward, mechanically difficulty. It's just a very straightforward quest, so it's not something you have to worry about too much. It will take you about 15 minutes, so it's not that long of a quest, but there just is a lot of enemies to kill. But the boss itself is not difficult, but it has the very specific ball mechanic that I made a video about yesterday. So if you don't know or understand how the ball mechanics work, I'm going to explain it here, but there's also a whole video on it as well. And basically what will happen is the boss will spawn these little balls above his head to shield him once you get his health bar down. These balls will spawn in a specific order, so when you get his health down and he goes immune, you need to be watching the boss to see the balls spawn and in what order, because then you need to kill those balls in that order. If you don't shoot the right one in the right order, he will reset and you have all 5 of them coming again. The best way, in my opinion, to remember which ball to shoot, because not only does he put them out, he also spins them around, so you can't quite remember which is which, is to look at the height of those balls. And this boss does hit hard, by the way. He can kill you while you're trying to kill the balls. So if he spawns the lowest one first, you know that's the first one, and then if the second one is the highest one, you then know that that's the one after. And then you just look at the different height tiers of the balls and just remember that's the order they need to go in. It's not easy for some people. It wasn't specifically easy for me either, but that's the best way for me to remember how to shoot the balls. I also would say is to play the boss around one of the pillars in the room, because he does hit hard and you can just pop out, shoot a ball, pop back in. If he runs up to try and melee you, you can just dodge around the pillar and go to the other side. He throws out some big grenades and stuff that sometimes land behind you and do a lot of damage and you don't realize. The enemies that spawn with him are not particularly difficult, but they just can be a bit frustrating when they just pop up behind you and start shooting you. So it's just very much about, you know, playing around the pillars, because if you are on level, which you probably should be at this point, this boss is gonna hit you quite hard. So yeah, that is the whole quest. If you kill him, and when you kill him, you will get the crystallization catalyst drop from the boss, and then you'll go through a whole really lovely cutscene with Bunny and some of the descendants, and then you'll be gifted the chest attachments. And that is the full Bunny quest. I know I'm a little bit late to upload it, but I've just been enjoying the game so much and doing so many different things. However, I just wanted to try and help as many people as I can. So if it did help, hit the like button, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. Thank you for watching. I've been easy now. You guys have been awesome.